Hi, Honeybee You Tarot Hive. So today I'm going to do the new moon reading in Gemini. And as usual, I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to probably try to stay within the frameworks that I've kind of already established in doing moon readings, which is there's going to be a collective reading. And then depending on the amount of time that I've taken and all of the things that I'm talking about, I'll decide how I'm going to move through each sign, or if I'm going to combine the more individual type readings into the elements. But we're just going to go with the flow, and I think that's really important to know. It's a good life lesson. Just go with the flow. We don't have to be certain about anything. We don't have to be rigid about anything. Just have to trust. I have pre-shuffled. I don't know why I'm feeling the need to do this right now. I guess I'm just kind of shuffling as I'm talking. Okay, so we know that the new moon is in Gemini. What other messages can we get right now? Okay, a win-win outcome is forecast. All right. I always love these colors when they come out. This is a magenta, which again speaks to trusting in life. There is some purple there, so we're maybe kind of connecting to our highest self, spirit, synchronicities. This says full moon in Libra. I'll just tell you, I have been experiencing a lot of synchronicities, a lot of messages just generally come to me from watching nature and specifically just different little animals that show up, but other things as well. And what I have really gotten, and I've also watched some astrologers. I think I've told you all I plan on studying more astrology. They're confirming what I'm experiencing and kind of interpreting as I see different things happening, is that we are definitely in a time that almost feels like it's a time between two times, or I'm just going to say it. It's almost like two different planes of existence. And there is right now a potential to make a different choice that is higher, better, wiser for yourself. And of course, if we're all doing that, really coming from a place of trusting in life, faith in God, spirit, that there's more, the universe, the cosmos. We're going to hopefully make better choices based in that trust and in love and compassion rather than from fear. It just seems like there's a real opportunity right now. So anyway, let's see. I will read this card at the end of the reading. So it says a win-win outcome is forecast. Have to do with relationships as well. Fairness, justice. Yeah. And here you go. the bottom of the deck, new moon. A new start is coming. It absolutely is. So the nodes of the moon, or the karmic nodes, are also moving into Gemini, Sagittarius, Sagittarius in the south node, Gemini in the north node. We've got lots of Gemini stuff going on. Lots of shifting. And this north node, south node shift is, I think I've heard, 18 months to 2 years. So lots of new things coming. And I am going to do a whole new North Node series since this is happening. I'm really fascinated with the North Node, so we'll be looking at that later. But today is the new moon. Okay, so let's see. I'll shuffle this one more time for today. Okay, a win-win outcome is forecast. So what is this about? Whew. What is this about? A win-win outcome is forecast for the collective. All right. The Tower. So something is about to be upended, changed, deconstructed so that we can reconstruct it. It may be something that you have known, or we all have known, needs to be deconstructed, but we haven't taken any action on it. And so, you know, it's sort of like this was going to happen. It's your choice, or it's, you know, I hate to use the word fate, but, you know, it is what it is. There are timelines and cycles and opportunities that come up. This lesson will be repeated until it is learned. So we can choose to dismantle what is really not working for our own highest good, or it will come as a shock or a distressing event. But it looks like it says that this is, when it's all said and done, hopefully, I think, you know, if we've got this win-win outcome and we've got this sense of needing to trust in the divine and to trust in life, we're being asked, like, okay, if something gets upturned, if something gets upset, we are coming into like this big, another season of eclipses and big changes, like in the nodal axis, like I said. Really work to have trust and practice your faith, right? What does that mean to you? What does faith mean to you? It does not mean reward for good behavior. It means when shit hits the fan, I have faith that there is something higher, wiser, that I have resilience, that I am, you know, with God. So the bottom of the deck, oh boy, okay. Yeah, the bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords. So a period of resting, meditating, praying, being still. If anything comes up within a relationship, this is not the time to engage in arguments or blaming or, you know, speaking out of turn, speaking about things that you just kind of are repeating. It's a time to be quiet, still, listen, reflect, meditate, call on your faith. Underneath that card at the bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. Again, I feel that this is karmic. It is I don't know how else to say it except that it's kind of like it just, I don't even know how to explain it honestly, but that's not going to sound real kooky, but it's like if we could accept, if our brain could accept that the only thing that we really actually have is now, and that there is no linear time, then anything we've ever experienced in the collective unconscious is happening now. Even though consciously we know that, you know, time has progressed, right? But in a way that we can't necessarily understand. History is here again. We're given another opportunity again to do something different, higher, wiser. So we want to really think and reflect on what it is that how it is we want to respond to this. This is a part of life. This is a part of the path. Okay. Let's just go ahead and let's see, what do I want to say? Okay, what do we need to release? Since we got the Tower card, let's ask that question. What do we need to release, let go of? Surrender. Worry card wants to come out. Okay. Oop, did something flip? No. What do we need to release? Ooh, I just had a moment where I thought I wasn't recording. That happens all the time. Okay, what do we need to release? There we go. Now that's an interesting card. It has a message of release. I don't understand that. Well, I said, what do we need to release, let go of, or surrender to? Okay, so if I think of that, like surrender to, then this card makes sense to me. The High Priestess is the part of self that is connected to the mystery and the magic that exists behind the veil. The knowing, the inner knowing that there is something more, that there is something that we may never understand, but we have some sort of a connection to it, a sensing about it. We can connect. Some of us can connect, you know, to sort of the more the things that are behind the veil, right? The things that cannot be seen with the eyes. Some of us are more connected than others. Naturally, born, you know, psychic, let's say. And some of us have to work and strengthen that intuitive muscle. So if we can surrender to a knowing that there is a knowing within us, that there's something more that exists behind the veil, There's something more that exists than what is meeting the eye right now. Then we have an opportunity here. Okay, so if there's something more, I don't have to be afraid. Remember that Nine of Swords wanted to pop out, the anxiety card. I don't have to worry. I need to plan. I need to strategize. I need to see this as an opportunity. Okay. An opportunity for healing, an opportunity for reimagining my place in the cosmos, in the world. A new opportunity for trusting, for hope. Forgiveness, grace, love, compassion. Okay. So we need to surrender to our intuition, to the magic, to the mystery. Okay. What do we need to focus on then? That's pretty fast. Okay, we need to focus on what, you know, we saw the earlier card was the Ace of Wands, not Ace of Wands. What was that? Well, anyway, so he's not just looking at, you know, the fiery energy, the wand, the opportunity. He's not just looking at it. He's built one thing, and now he's figuring out, okay, so with this new opportunity or this new dream or vision that I have, how am I going to send it out there into the world? So if we focus on the world as we've known it is now, it's over, okay? We don't need to be crying and gnashing our teeth anymore. Now is the time for faith and trust and understanding. This is all for our benefit. So then now what? I need to set some intentions. I need to focus on the new moon, on setting intentions and envisioning my place in the world, or my purpose and my passion in the world. And it's just a baby sprout right now. I saw earlier before I started this meditation a tree. This looks like a little sapling, doesn't it? But if we can see it and we can believe in it, then we can achieve it. This can grow into a tree, but we've got to really be able to envision what that is for us. What's the legacy? What's the imprint that we want to leave onto and into the world? That song, he's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world. I think that's a little kids. I think I learned that in like a little Bible school or something, but I'll look it up and post it also. But we do. We're co-creators. Now what are we going to do? focus on that. Focus on your intention. Okay? Focus on being a leader, on victory, on overcoming. Focus on the wins that we have, the things to be grateful for. Not what we had and what we needed to let go of and surrender to and say goodbye to, but focus on how we are leaders. We are achievers. We are overcomers. We can make an imprint into this world. And as I'm looking at these two cards, and can you see them? He's got the world, right? And he's looking towards her. So I feel like this really needs, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but to me, this looks like an opportunity to create something founded in a higher space, a more spiritually driven, not dogmatic driven. Not my God is the only God. Not I have the one-way ticket, to heaven and the rest of you are going to hell kind of thing. Okay? But this is about understanding that we all have this. It's spiritually driven. In this tower, you see the king, or the crown, the crown is being blown off the top of this tower, this ivory tower that has been built, right? By, who would this be? This would be God, spirit, cosmos, nature, forces of nature. It's certain things we cannot control. Every tower is built on false foundations. At some point, are going to disintegrate or crumble or be exposed or be dismantled. This is always going to this is always going to work in our best interest and will supersede the weaker links of humanity. We all have them because we're human. We're not gods. We're both spirit and human. Okay. So we're here to learn lessons. That's okay. Okay. So we're focusing on this. Okay. What is the potential outcome? If we can really go within, trust, surrender to the mystery, the magic, remain hopeful, optimistic, intentional, that we can create something from a higher place, individually and collectively. What is the potential outcome? What is the potential outcome? God, I wish you could see the goosebumps all over me. It's weird. What is the potential outcome here? Well, we don't know the outcome, do we? Because this is a choice that we have to make, isn't it? There is always mystery. And you know what? Right now, what might appear as one thing could actually be another. Okay, so I want to just kind of put that out there, and let me rephrase this question for a second here. What is the best possible outcome? Choice says is there. Okay, the best possible outcome when we surrender to the divine, to the magic, and to the mystery. Okay, we're going to drive our chariot. Best possible outcome is an understanding that while we may not be actually moving forward right now, we have gone through enough in our journey that we know we can drive our chariot in the direction that we need to. We're going to level up in some way if we choose to level up, if we choose to take that path. We could choose to stay and worry. Here it is, bottom of the deck. Okay, so we can be in inaction, right? He's paused here, right? He's come through his warrior journey and he's at rest here, and there's kind of a choice, right? The light, the dark. But in action, we all know this. We can sit around worrying, believing that we're doing something, that we're taking action, or underneath that, this card, again, is the Four of Swords. Or we can pause, take some time to reflect, meditate, set our intentions. When you notice that you are what-ifing yourself into a spiral of worry, step back, get yourself present in the present, right? What are the only things I know to be true right now? Because there's a lot that we don't know. We don't even know what we don't know. And take a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and envision what you would like. Not the things, okay? Not the things. Maybe concepts like health, abundance, peace, family, connection, relationship. Food, you know what I mean? Like, just bring in all of that and sit with it, and then kind of see or feel, allow yourself to feel, well, what am I feeling as I envision and create in my mind's eye what it is I want. Wow, I feel at peace. I feel free. I feel empowered. I feel grounded. I feel okay. That's what I want then. You know, this is all about potential. He could stay here at 7, or he can move into the next line of the major arcana, or the, you know, sort of life journey. I think it's kind of a hero's journey of, okay, now I need to look at integrating the light and the shadow and the different, just, and let me see, what's the word I want? I just need to move into a higher understanding of what it means to be a human being having a spiritual experience. And I can do it. And if I set my intentions and I know what it is I can create, now I've got a choice of which direction I need to move in. And as I move in that direction, as I make a choice to move in that direction, then synchronistically, God, spirit, cosmos, again, whatever you call it, because let's face it, it doesn't matter what you call it. It's what you're experiencing. Then, as you're making choices and moving in a certain direction, certain things will start showing up for you. New connections, new opportunities, synchronicities saying, hey, like, oh, did you know about, no, here's some information. Maybe you should look at this. Oh, okay. We can move. We need to take some time to really sit with what has happened, meditate, set our intentions, become clear. Because right now things are they're still murky. Okay. So what could possibly block us? I've been enjoying using this little cute deck for possible blocks in my personal readings. Oops. Okay, let's give it one more. All right. Okay. What could possibly, no. Too many. What could be, so I guess that's a message that there could be many possible blocks, right? But let's see if we can get this honed down to one message for the collective. And when you decide, if you decide to listen to the individual signs, I want to suggest that you definitely listen to your rising sign and listen to your sun sign. You can also listen to your moon and your Venus, but I think you'll get enough by listening to, all right. Interesting. I think you'll get enough by listening to, what I've been doing lately is listen first to my rising and then shore that up with my sun. Depends on the reading, but this is kind of open in general, so I'd go with that. So potential blocks, we have perseverance. Okay. Will we give up too quickly, not believing that we can do it? Not believing in our creative ability, being so afraid of what we lost or don't have. So I'm seeing the colors, I don't know if you can see these very well, of orange and red. So we've got the root chakra, we've got the sacral chakra. It looks like some kind of a divine being holding her, supporting her, guiding her, comforting her. And this card, impartiality, came in upside down, which to me, this is kind of reminiscent of this, right? She's got the two, what are those? Are those paint buckets? She's got two paint buckets, but it was just instantly reminded me of the scales, right? Coming in the reverse, is she able, are we able to remain impartial, curious, and open? Or are we going to be stuck in our ego? Well, it's always been this way. This is what I was taught. This is, you know, how it is because it's my truth, you know. She's got a yellow, like, gown on, and she's cloaked in like a purple scarf, and then she's wearing like a necklace and two wrist cuffs that look to me like they have amethyst in them, which again is trusting in the is divine psychic connection. That's your crown chakra, and yellow being the color of the will. So I'll go ahead and read. These are the potential blocks. I don't want them on top of there. I don't like that. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to stand by what I already said, but I'll just read, just for shits and giggles, I will read a couple of words from the book. Perseverance. This card refers to movement and true feelings. Focus on that which supports you. You may have a heightened emotional state, and this card can inspire or discourage. You are being offered a way of getting something back on track. Excellent. Okay, so you can combine that with what I already said, and impartiality. This is not a time to personally shine, but to allow others to come forth with their gifts. You may find yourself in the role of neutral advisor. Hold the space for others to find their own answers. Advice may not be well received. Be unbiased now. Okay, so there we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let's see, how far in are we? Oh, 38. All right. Take a deep breath. We haven't used this in a while. The Psychic Tarot, is it From the Heart or For the Heart? Psychic Tarot For the Heart by John Holland. Okay. Now I'm only going to read these. Okay. Each sign is going to get one card. Okay. And we are going to just add that message to the collective, okay? All right. Like all of these in reverse. Okay, so I need to set an intention whether I want to read. Okay, when they come out, I'm going to, they're in the deck. Some are upside down and some are right side up. When they come out, I'm going to face them upright, and we will explore you know, kind of both sides. Just depends. Okay, so Aries. What extra information does Aries need? Could Aries use? Okay. Clarity of belief. There you go. New insight, inspiration. Look at that. It's like I said. Now this is clarity of belief. This would resonate to your swords, okay? Enlightenment. It's mental energy. He's setting an intention through his heart, right? And he's releasing out in faith, a little butterfly, transformation. Know what it is that you want to create. Allow yourself time to let that truly like go through the little cocoon process before you release it. Okay? Okay, Aries. All right. Aries has a tendency to kind of want to like, let's tackle this now, right? Oh my God, you want an Aries on your side when shit hits the fan. I'll tell you what, they come into action. Aries is action Jackson. But Aries, we need to slow down, okay? Take some time. Taurus, one extra card for Taurus. Woo. Oh, suddenly got really heavy. One extra card for Taurus. What's Taurus? It's a message for Taurus during this new moon. Transitional time. More for Taurus. Taurus. New moon for Taurus. Slow and steady, Taurus. Patient. They are very practical and plotting with a D, not a T. Okay. Let's focus on Taurus. Okay, so here's a message, just in the fact that it just doesn't want to come out, right? And I can tell you right now, this deck got ridiculously heavy. So, okay. Is there, let me see. Anything else Taurus needs to know? I'm just going to take one. All right, good. Third eye chakra. Okay, again, getting connected with your higher self. You have to allow yourself to trust in your intuition, in the guidance of your higher, wiser self. Allow yourself to sit in meditation. You don't have to overthink it. Allow messages, sensations, images to come to you. And then, you know, when these things come up, sometimes they're just really, many times, you know, they're kind of puzzling. Well, if you received images or you received geometric patterns or numbers or song lyrics, or whatever, go look them up. Google them. this is time just to, kind of go within. Don't listen to everything that you hear. You've got to trust in your own inner knowing. Oh, third eye chakra. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, meditate. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, one of the things, patterns, and themes I noticed, synchronicities I noticed this past week was, oh my God, all of the blue jays that were, like I've never seen before. You flying in my path. That was one thing, right? And so, wow, card of Gemini again, second time, the bottom of the deck coming up. So choices, right? Before I pick up this card, I just want to say that we are on Gemini. Card of Gemini is right here. And the blue jays that were just all around, I was like, my gosh, I keep seeing them. I've never seen so many blue jays in my life. And it was day after day after day after day. I almost was waiting to get attacked by one, but it never happened. They can be very territorial, and they have dive bombed me and my cat before, but they're very talkative. They're covered in blue feathers, right? So we got the fifth chakra. We're talking about teaching, communicating. They're birds, they're air, right? So intuitive messages, being fierce and clear in what you put out there, right? Okay, so, all right, awaiting results for Gemini. This would resonate to the Seven of Pentacles. So it's kind of like you've created something, you've done something, you've worked on something, and you're between, once again, you're between here and there, right? You're between here and there. And so now is the time for you to, once again, wait and see. Is this a time for you to move forward? Is it a time and continue to work on something? Or is it a time to release and let it go? What needs to be released and let go? Again, because we have a choice here. Okay. And in her heart here, like, look, there's a little apple. In her heart lies the fruit. What is in her heart is what is going to help her to create or trim back or let go. Okay. It's funny, it looks almost like a little pink moon behind her. Pink full moon. So maybe there's something, kind of that you're going to be dealing with between now and the full moon. A decision that really needs to be made. In your life. It's okay sometimes to admit something has to go. Something is no longer viable or growing in the direction that I want it to or intended it to. It's not healthy. And sometimes it's okay to make the choice to, I'm going to continue to work on this and see if I can bring it back to life, or, you know, it still feels like it's fulfilling in my heart, and I'm gonna work on it. You know, it's a choice. All right, so for Cancer, that's fast. Oh, share the love. Okay. So this is 3 of Cups, which it is about connections. It is about spending time with your tribe, with your peeps, with your friends, it's about sharing and celebrating what connects you at the soul, heart level. Family. This could be, and I'm only saying this because there's like a crack in this heart, and then this beams are coming out, the light is coming out. It could be about, I'm also saying that because the 4 of Cups is here at the bottom of the deck. It could be about being vulnerable, sharing your heart with someone. It could be about forgiveness of yourself or others, being compassionate. Reminding yourself that there, but for the grace of God, go I. Share the love. Okay. Cancer. All right, let's look at Leo. Let's look at Leo. So we're just adding to the collective reading one card, an extra message for each sign. So we want to look at Leo, dear Leo. What extra message is here for Leo? Ooh, that's a lot of cards. Okay, it's too many. I'm gonna just want one. Just want one. Extra card for Leo. Leo, what's going on? Leo. I'll tell you what song is playing in my head right now. What's the song? Buttercup Baby? So build me up. No, how's it go? Anyway, it's a happy song. Everybody sings it at karaoke. I can't think of the lyrics right now, but it's playing in my head. But the deal is it's the person who's singing it is, you know, getting all of these like messages of, you know, sweet, nothing messages, but the person that's delivering these messages or saying these things isn't following through. Interestingly, you got the throat chakra. So, Leo, please be very clear and intentional in the words that you are speaking. If you are misleading someone in love, you know, and sometimes we do that because, I mean, let's just consider the scenario. All right, we're in quarantine. We've been dating for a while, but I've been on the fence, but now we're in quarantine, so I can't go out and date other people. So I'm just going to like pretend like we're still together, kind of, sort of, but we're not. Underneath it all, you don't know that I'm really not into you. I'm really not that into you. Like, don't do that. Just don't do that. You wouldn't want that done to you. Likewise, be careful that if you have entered into a relationship or you're in a relationship that inside in your own gut feels like I'm not quite getting the entire message here, then just keep collecting the data. Don't get hooked. Don't buy into this like this is, you know, the be all end all yet, because we do, once again, we have some dicey energy with Mercury and Pisces. I think it's Mercury and Pisces. Mars is in Pisces. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. Is, again, I'm not an astrologer, but I've been listening. Is in some aspects to different planets that are making things just very nebulous, and they're not necessarily quite clear, right? And they could be fueled by, you know, fantasy, idealism, idealistic, hopeful, you know, stuff. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, and you got the eight of wands, or eight here, success and growth. Okay, at the bottom of the deck. So, you know, whatever it is that you really want to put out there, that you really want to communicate, you want it to be truthful. Because what you reap, you will sow. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. And likewise, if you want to manifest a relationship, yeah, I'm only saying that because of this song popping in my head, but if you do, then maybe it's time for you to communicate and, you know, kind of send out some, you know, flares. Hey, what you doing? I'm single, ready to mingle. Think you're kind of cute. Let's talk. All right, moving on. All right, so after Leo, Virgo. Virgo. What's an extra message for Virgo? Extra message for Virgo. heavy again. All right, find balance. Okay, Virgo, are you juggling between, you know, a couple of choices, a couple of options, a couple of priorities? It may feel that let me hold on a second here. Yeah. Okay. Interestingly, so I just kind of was noticing the colors on this, and the bottom of the deck, we have the crown chakra, and then underneath that one, surprisingly, was the sacral chakra. Underneath that is manifest. Okay. So you may have some options here of what it is that you want to create. They may be actual things that you're doing right now. Okay. So this draw may be asking you to, once again, trust in your intuition, seek guidance from sitting in meditation, right? You can do it. It seems like you are already, and I'm a Virgo, and I know that this is, I'm connecting to this, but it may be that you're kind of trying to decide how to balance them, if you want to balance them, if you want to focus on one over the other. And maybe right now is just not the time to make any drastic actions. Maybe you can just keep taking those baby steps towards what you're doing and trust that you do have everything that you need to create what it is that you want to create. But you may just need to take some time and trust that that when it's the right time for you to get the information you need to take your next step, that you will get it. But I think you have to be open to that. You have to be sitting in meditation. You have to be very intentional about that. Okay. There was something else I wanted to say, but it left the building. All right. Okay, so Libra. So build me up, buttercup, don't break my heart. Those are the words I'm hearing right now back there for Leo. But we're on Libra. Maybe Libra's going through some of that as well. Let's see. What's a message for, extra message for Libra for the new moon, Gemini? This is Thursday, May 21st. Shout out going to my son and his girlfriend today. My son being a cusper Libra and his girlfriend being a cusper Gemini. Okay. Feeling alone. And trust. Okay. So it may be, Libra, that in some ways you are feeling feeling isolated. feeling kind of out. Huh. There's a full moon coming up over the mountain here. It may be that in the next couple of weeks, you might be struggling with something and feeling alone. And it could be anything, although this does resonate to the Pentacles energy. I'm just really being drawn to all the light. So she's got a light in her lantern. There's a little candle or a little flame or something in this little remote little cabin thing. I feel like she's been on a journey. And she has been alone. She has been feeling alone. And now she's seeing, oh, there's somebody there. Finally. Will they help me? Should I go there? Should I knock on that door? I'm just not wearing a coat or anything, so I feel like it's not as bad or desolate or difficult as some other Five of Pentacles. I just had the sense that you just feel alone, like, and you are being guided though. I just want you to know you are being guided by the stars, by the reflection of the sun onto the moon, reflecting back to you. So, and guiding you. So keep going within, keep trusting. Trusting in yourself and in spirit and in life. Whatever you're going through, okay, this too shall pass. And you really aren't alone, and it's okay to feel alone, but to know and to trust that you are never alone. Oh my God, did that save me many times in my life. Okay, Libra. So in 2 weeks, you may reach a culmination. We'll see. All right. I don't know. Okay, let's move into Scorpio. Scorpio. What extra message does Scorpio need to hear? Extra message for Scorpio. Extra message for Scorpio. Scorpio, I just got really hot. Granted, I have hot flashes, etc., etc., but my heart started racing. Even as I'm talking about it right now, I'm getting hot again. Feeling kind of anxious. What's going on? All right. Oh, we got another feeling alone. Win or lose. And choose your battles. Holy hell. All right, Scorpio, what's going on? The bottom of the deck is flow. Okay. Before I say anything about this, let me look at these with you. Okay. So Scorpio, feeling alone. Win or lose. So that's 2 5s. 5 is the number of change, and we all know that with change, we feel challenged. It's difficult, right, to go through change. And then choose your battles. For me, 7 is always about options, possibilities, and potential. Okay. Five is mental energy. It's verbal. It's communicating. So what am I seeing here? Well, if we take 5 and 7, we get 17, and then that reduces to 8. So this would be 8, and then you've got a 10 here. This relates to the Wheel of Fortune, right? We're always in flow. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down, okay? But we can trust in the flow of life. We can trust in the cycles of life. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, or we feel that we're winning or we're losing. Okay? 10 is an ending and also a new beginning. With 8, the total of the number 8 here, for me, 8 is infinity symbol turned on its side, or turned right side up, or up. So this, once again, this lesson will be repeated until it is learned. So it could be possible that you are struggling with something, someone, a relationship, where you are believing that there has to be a winner or a loser, or that you have are struggling to make a point. You're struggling to get a point across, there could be arguing back and forth. And it is important that you recognize that the sword is double-edged. There isn't a winner or a loser. That's not what arguing is supposed to be about. It's about problem solving. And sometimes we get to a point, particularly with a 5 energy, where we have to accept and surrender, the serenity prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Sometimes each person has to move in the direction of their own truth, or their own, what do I want to say, their own space of where they are in their life and in their journey. And we can't force anyone to accept our truth or our reality or our experience, or dare I say wisdom. And so we have to be able to surrender and look at choosing, what is worth fighting for and what is worth letting go. These big heads, I don't even know what, he's like up against all these they seemingly giant heads, right? Like something, I don't know, are these the thoughts in his head? Are they powers greater than he has? Okay, so he needs to choose what is most important for his own journey, his own growth, his own advancement, his own leveling up. And sometimes that means we're not going to fight anymore. I'm just going to let this lie, or this isn't sustainable for me and I do have to walk away, but either way, it seems like you're feeling alone. Okay. And I just want you to know, once again, let's think about this. Win-win. Balance, karma. We're in a interesting karmic cycle, I do believe. All right. Scorpio. That's interesting. Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Extra message for Sagittarius. Take the lead. Okay. So you have created something. You have put a lot of your heart and soul, maybe even mental energy into whatever this is. You have interesting for Sagittarius, this fiery energy. It's like, it may be that you feel so very excited about what you have put out there, or what you believe needs to be done for yourself, for, we were looking at here, like for your purpose, for maybe for your family, for work. And it's looks like it might be okay for you to, one, trust that what you have already created is that it's coming back towards you. You've already manifested something. See the ball of fire? It's kind of like it's already sort of put it out there, right? And now we just have to allow what's been put out there to kind of come back. Three of Wands is generally like waiting for your ships to come in. I think this is just really about, just having faith that whatever it is you've been working on, or you believe in, that it is important, that you're not waiting around for anyone else to approve it or to sanction it or to come along with you. It's like, no. I say this a lot to my clients, my therapy clients. When you hand over your power to someone else, you can't get upset if they're not doing the thing that you should be choosing to do. Don't disempower yourself. If you want something, you want to manifest something, then you have to take the lead. you have to believe and be persevering and trusting and willing to drive your own chariot where you want it to go. All right, bam, thank you. Okay, so that was Sagittarius. How about Aquarius? Aquarius. Aquarius need to know. Extra message for Aquarius. Okay, release. And her. Oh, look at how these two come out together. Whoa. All right, so 13, right, reduces down to 4. And then we've got 4 for the heart chakra. Look at him. Bearing, right, his heart and soul here. Being very vulnerable and surrendering. 4 and 4 then becoming 8. So again, what needs to die? I just wonder. Oh, and at the bottom here, again, I talked about this card earlier, that there could be some forgiveness within this card. So some necessary forgiveness or vulnerability being shared, being very raw and open and connecting with others. Maybe offering forgiveness, asking for forgiveness, sharing compassion, sharing joy, but something, this is for Aquarius, I think something needs to 100% be allowed to transform in order to heal your heart. I just want to look at this. Okay. Yeah, it's the death card. This is the death card. Okay, just before I spoke, I wanted to make sure I was discard, shed, end, transformation, freedom, empowerment. And an opportunity for renewal around affairs of the heart is available at this time, and it's quite possible that this renewal will happen through release. It's in letting go that you discover what remains, what is truly yours. So make sure that you go back and listen to the collective reading. Sometimes in relationships, you may feel the need to hold on tightly to those you love, whether or not this love is returned. This can lead to tension and unhappiness for all involved. Even in a good relationship, holding on too tightly doesn't allow the relationship to breathe, grow, and mature. This is also a card of possible endings. Are there relationships that you cling to that you would be better off leaving? In letting go of a stagnant or difficult situation, you empower yourself, opening the way for new and rewarding relationships, right? So why do we cling on to relationships and people so tightly? That is not love, that's fear. And whatever it is that is causing you that degree of fear, to allow something to pass, to transform, to transmute, to die, whatever it is you want to call it, that fear can be healed through your heart chakra in being vulnerable. But you have to know what it is that is holding you back. You have to know what the fear is and work with that, so that you can manifest healing healthy. Remember, inside the word healthy is the word heal. By Where'd that come from? Okay. Aquarius. All right, and now Pisces. Pisces. What is Pisces? Need to know. Wow, I like that. Inside the word healthy is heal. Just a little nugget, I guess. I like it. All right. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, you've got the 7 here, Pisces, which is the same as this, or it resonates to the Chariot card, right? So you have to take action. It's up to you. Where you're going to direct your chariot in matters of the heart. But let's see what card flipped out here. Oh, lead. Wow. Okay, lead. This is the Emperor card. Wow, you got 2 major arcana cards, Pisces. Pisces. Okay. Why? All right. Right now, Pisces, there is an opportunity for you to step into what makes Pisces energy so important and beautiful in the world. The level of compassion, the level of empathy, understanding, connection, that flow that Pisces has is unbeatable, unmatched. You carry within you all of the energies, good, bad, and different, of all of the other signs. And you feel so deeply the energies that surround you individually, but the energies that come upon us as a collective. You are so forgiving. On the dark side, you can be extremely vengeful. But you are forgiving, peaceful person. Why am I saying all this? Okay, so what I'm seeing on this card is that, you know, Pisceans can tend to want to fade into the background. You know, don't pay attention to me. Like, it's just quiet little me over here. I'm not saying you can be a gregarious, extroverted type of person, but there's a part of you that is always going to be a little more withdrawn, gentle, quiet, needing time alone to be up in your head and your fantasies and your connections to sort of the otherworldly. And that is great. And that's what we need. You heard the reading, and if you didn't hear it, go back and listen to it. And I think now is the time for you to step into that deep understanding that you have a gift, that you can not only, you don't want to like talk about it, you want to lead by example because it is who you are. Let me just see what this book says, though, okay? Guide, prioritize, act, structure, effort, and reason. In matters of the heart, the energy of this card can both help and hinder. And examine the role that you play in your relationships. Do you take the lead and guide the direction of the relationship, or do you follow the other person? So see, you got these two cards together. Like you've got to drive your chariot. Leading by example. If you lead, are you forcing your will on the other person? No, no, no. If you follow, are your own needs being met? Yes, need to have your own needs met. A solid relationship involves give and take, lead and follow. There has to be an even exchange of energy, and this is true for all relationships. This card reminds you to guide, not dominate. And again, you cannot lead by being a boss man. You lead by example. You lead by inspiring. And as a Pisces, you have everything that you need, that we need to be able to do that. But for your personal reading, it sounds like this could be impacting a relationship dynamic in your personal life. This card focuses on the intellectual rather than the emotional side of relationships. How is the relationship serving those involved? Okay, we don't need codependent relationships. If a relationship is to be healthy and strong, everyone's needs must be met. There has to be sufficient structure and order so that each person knows the boundaries. Each person must make the relationship a priority and put effort into making it strong. And finally, the decisions made in and about the relationship must be based on sound reasoning rather than pure ego. If you're looking for a romantic relationship, are you actively searching, or are you hoping someone will simply show up in your life? This is a card of action, of being proactive, not reactive. Take the lead, network, make yourself available. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to get one card for the collective from Postcards from Spirit deck. Oh, let me get these out of the way. Postcards from Spirit deck. Okay, so take it. So we're going to read this one, and then we will finish up with the win-win outcome. I'm sorry, with the full moon in Leo and Libra. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, dear Shu. Oh, wow. A rigid tree branch breaks under strong winds, yet flexible seaweed survives powerful ocean swells. Right now, we gently remind you that being flexible is a good choice when faced with life's challenges. Surrender your fixed ideas to Spirit, who knows what is in your highest good and can deliver to you what you need in the appropriate form. In this moment, rather than fighting or being too sure of your way working out, be a little looser and allow for another outcome. Compromise can be the best way forward if you are to learn new ways of doing and seeing. Stay aware, curious, and teachable. Take life on life's terms. Your purpose may push you in a direction not on your map. Let it. Be so flexible that no storm can uproot you. No storm can uproot you. Because I surrender to the mystery of the divine. What is behind the veil? I surrender that there are things I don't know. And I will make something out of this and create something from a higher space. In the end, you will still be rooted in the world in abundance, and you will indeed experience the beauty that is yours. We love you so much. Make this up. Hey, again, win-win. Remember, we've got purple and magenta there. This is trusting in life, trusting in the divine. For me, okay, the color magenta, it's grounding, it's trust. Full moon in Libra. The full moon in Libra, the sign of partnership, of falling in love, and of closely relating to someone else. Since full moons are about climaxes and conclusions, this card suggests you're either about to start a new relationship or that an important existing relationship is changing somehow, perhaps coming to an end or moving to a new level of commitment. That relationship could be with yourself, right? It's important to remember that people come to us for a reason and sometimes just for a season. If a relationship is ending now, it's doing so at the right time, so try not to fight it. This card can also refer to a professional relationship. There is a sense that you need to balance your ego with someone else's needs. A win-win outcome is possible with give and take. Doing so might be the answer to your question. Attune to the moon. Let go of that which is falling away. Additional meanings for this card. See the other person through the eyes of love. It will change your perspective. It's time for you to make a firm decision. Within the context of the reading, it's not time. Everybody needs to just kind of take some time to go within, meditate, be clear. There's a lot that we don't know. Look after yourself, but avoid vanity. Now is a great time for a makeover. The teaching, no matter when you pull the full moon in Libra card, it encourages you to find balance between your desires and those of the people around you. Balance is a very Libran energy, and the full moon brings things to a peak. Dramas and upsets bring partnerships to the fore. Libra energy also brings love energy. Negotiations are easier. And again, enough said. This is a new moon reading, new moon in Gemini, right? Choices, relationships, lovers. In love, in relationship, there's lots of relationships and there's lots of ways to love. New start is coming. Pure potential there. Pure potential. All right, well, that is our new moon reading, Honeybee U Tarot Hive. Thank you so much for being here. Remember that you matter. You are 100% as worthy and meaningful to everything that we end up doing as we move through this very challenging time. You are as important as anyone else. Anyone. Your life may not look as materialistically wealthy, right? Or it may not be as easy, It may be meeker, humbler, more humble, but it matters equal in the higher perspective as anyone. And that's what Honeybee Tarot is all about, is understanding how connected that we all are and how much each individual one of us matters. So really think about, what it is that you want to create, and what legacy you want to leave behind. And that can be something very simple. It doesn't have to be spectacular. It could be spectacular for one person. Be blessed and be well.